Dr. Arianne here from the Movement Paradigm. Today I wanted to talk about 3 different things that can potentially improve your meditation practice. I think that so many of us, whether you already are meditating or you have thought about meditating, recognize that sometimes it seems either overwhelming and you might think, I can never meditate because I can't sit still. I can never meditate because I think about way too many things. Or you have these expectations of meditation. So I always hear people come in and say, I know I should meditate. I know that this would make me feel better. I know that I wouldn't be as anxious. And the first thing I want to just touch on is that we want to recognize that that is not the purpose of meditation, is to attach it to an outcome or some type of expectation. There is a lot of wonderful research on mindfulness and meditation, which is phenomenal. However, when we're thinking about meditation, if we're thinking of it in terms of an outcome-based, we're missing the process and the cultivation of mindfulness in our bodies. So I wanted to touch on 3 different things that I just think might make your perspective a little bit different, or maybe help you with the process of meditation, and maybe debunk some things along the way. So the first thing is that we often think of meditation has to be in this perfect meditative seat with our legs crossed, sitting on the floor with this perfect posture. And although that looks beautiful for pictures, it is not necessarily what we all have to do. And the first and most important thing is that we want to be comfortable in our body. We want to be able to manage what is happening in our body. So for example, you could lie down if that makes your body more comfortable. You could have supported sitting in a chair. You could sit against a wall. You could have your feet on the floor. You could have your feet extended, legs crossed, legs straight. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. And then while you're meditating, the same rules apply, is that if you feel like you're experiencing some type of discomfort, your role is to care for and tend to what your body needs. That is a huge part, a huge amazing part about meditation, is that you're learning how to create this embodied practice, to actually be in tune and be present in your own body. So the second thing is that we look at, when we look at guided meditations versus non-guided meditations, one of the most beautiful things about a meditative practice is that we want to be in a safe place. Our nervous system wants to be safe. We want to feel grounded and mindful and joyful. And when we don't feel safe and we're under threat, then it creates a stress response. So a lot of times when you're doing a guided meditation, many people experience the sense of safety. They feel like, okay, my thoughts start to wander, I go down this rabbit hole, but then there's somebody here to bring me back into my body, into that present moment. So it does not mean that you have to use a guided meditation, but a lot of times for beginners that can be more valuable because it gives them this reference to come back away from their thoughts into their body. Okay? And then the last thing is having an anchor. So the breath is one of the most popular anchors. And when we have those thoughts, we want to acknowledge those thoughts. So a lot of times we think, okay, the thoughts are bad, I'm not supposed to be thinking. You are human. So every person next to you, around you, and in the world is going through the same thing. We are human, so we are naturally going to have these thoughts that pop in. And again, so that is normal. But the practice that we're cultivating is the ability to recognize that these are thoughts and then be able to come back into our body and realize that here we are right now. So the act of zooming back in, so sometimes we could zone out, sometimes we could go down the rabbit hole. The act of bringing yourself back to your breath, for example, as your anchor. Your feet could be an anchor. Sounds in the room could be an anchor. that process is the beauty of what you're trying to cultivate. That's what we need to be able to do in real life. Because remember, life is a roller coaster. There are distractions, there are disruptions on a minute-to-minute basis. And what we're aiming to do is to be able to pause and respond appropriately as opposed to reacting to the situation. That's when we see anger and rage, and someone, cuts you off in the car and the highway, and it looks like there's going to be a car crash because there's so much rage. So we want to think about it as if we are being present, non-judgmentally, in the moment. Okay, so we're thinking of really cultivating this beautiful practice, not just in our 10 to 30 minute meditation practice, but we are thinking of it as a daily practice, that we are able to really take what we've learned in meditation and be able to apply it throughout the day. So I hope this was helpful. Again, just maybe a different perspective, and maybe some different tips that you could include, and just recognize that it's a journey, and we're all human, and it's okay to not be in a perfect position. It's okay to scratch your head when you're meditating. It's okay to have thoughts, and again, that's the beauty and the process of it. Of cultivating this amazing practice that can change your entire being. Okay, thank you so much, and have a great day.